This guy proves us why we've been lied to the whole time, and why women aren't actually real. Hello everyone, it's Mr. Troll delivering an update. Today I wanna revisit a video which is a few years old, but I think this is a funny video, and this is why I wanna react to it. I used to watch it before. I used to watch others react to it before, and every time I walked away knowing less than before I saw the video. Now, I am qualified to talk about this because, as my name indicates it, I used to be a huge troll a few years ago. I used to spam things like, I hate women and women are not real on Discord. Therefore I am the right person to talk about this video, literally titled, Women Are Not Real. And now you will finally hear opinions on this video from the perspective of a former troll.
Women are the physical manifestation of sensory perception. And in the same sense that when your senses are overloaded in any particular way, whether they're overloaded with pleasure or overloaded with pain, if your senses keep receiving that same stimulus over and over, you are not going to have as strong of a reaction to that same stimulus.
Okay, so if you keep receiving the same stimulus over and over again, then eventually you become used to it and you will no longer have as strong of a reaction. Okay, but let's see what this has to do with women.
In this same sense, being that women are the physical manifestations of this phenomenon, that is why women's value must be preserved. They can't be trusted to handle anything of greater responsibility, anything of greater importance than daily household chores and taking care of babies. Not taking care of children, taking care of babies.
Okay, so women's value must be preserved. Okay, but how does it prove that women are not real? Because if women are truly not real, then neither is the value that has to be preserved. Also, if women cannot take care of children, then who should do that? The father? Also, in order for women to be able to take care of babies, they have to be real. If they are not real, then who will take care of babies? I'm sorry, I'm already scratching my head at this confusion, but let's keep watching. Perhaps this guy will soon explain everything and soon everything will suddenly make sense, okay? I'm always willing to give people the benefit of the doubt, you know?
Because once babies turn into children, that's when the psychological development comes into place, which far exceeds the capabilities that women are able to provide for the child.
Oh yeah, because women can't be trusted with great responsibility, such as taking care of anyone older than 5. Bro, if you make such bold statements, you better have some scientific proof to back up your claims, or else someone somewhere will get madly offended and call you a misogynist. So, let's see him hopefully pulling out scientific proof.
But going back to the value preservation, women's value has to be preserved while a man's value has to be created. Women are born with inherent value, men are born with no value, or next to no value. They're born with the potential for value. That's why when you see a young woman who hasn't done anything with her life, nobody's going to look down on her if she doesn't want to go to college or if she doesn't want to work. Nobody's going to think less of her for not wanting to do those things.
Okay, so here we have this claim that all the Andrew Tates like to spit out. Men are born with no value, but men can acquire huge value, which is why it's so amazing to be a man. Women already have value, but unfortunately it sucks to be a woman because women cannot gain more value, they can only lose the value they already have. Like, personally, I don't think one gender is better than the other. I think there are pros and cons with both genders, and I think this whole gender and value thing is so black and white. Some men do have inherent values. Look at the children of celebrities. They typically get extra attention from the media and the paparazzi, even if they are boys. And women can also gain more attention. I know it is quite well known that 99% of men do not care about a woman's career, but even then, a woman can still improve her value without focusing on a career. As a woman, you can, for example, work on developing the ability to love everyone, including your biggest enemy, basically what Christianity preaches, so that you can become a better mom.
The more experiences a woman goes through, the less value she has as a woman. And it's not just fertility either, it's also based on her ability to stay with a mate. Children are more likely to survive if the father's in the home. Children grow up much healthier and much happier and are much more successful later in life when the father is present.
I agree right here. Children should be having a present father figure, or else there is an increased risk that they will basically develop into fatherless 304s. Okay, so finally I'm starting to understand at least what he's trying to say. So maybe we will soon get the explanation to why women are not real.
But like I said, the more experiences, whether positive or negative, that a woman goes through decreases her value because women cannot handle the stresses or the pleasures.
Okay, as I said before, if you're gonna make such bold statements, you better have scientific proof to back it up.
The more stress she goes through, the more she sees the world as nothing more than a negative place.
Yes, that's true. The more stress you go through, the more negative you might become. But this is not because you're a woman, it's because you're a human being. And so he just proved why women aren't capable of handling stress. Well, he at least tried to prove it but failed miserably. But let's hear him try proving why women can neither handle pleasures in life. Maybe he will provide a better explanation this time.
And I've mentioned this in a previous video, but it's because women are not able to connect with God in the same way that men are.
I hate this! What is the definition of connecting with God? And once again, where is the scientific evidence? I feel like whenever this guy has to come up with scientific evidence to back up his bold claims, he instead chooses to make up even more bold claims, and he just digs himself deeper and deeper. Was this video supposed to piss people off? Was he a better troll than Mr. Troll? Also, as soon as you go out and touch some grass, you realize there are people out there who are actually really good at handling both stresses and pleasures in life. And those people can be both men and women. So I just obliterated his claims in the beginning of the video. But maybe he will redeem himself soon. Maybe he will be like, haha, I was just kidding. Now, time to tell you guys what I actually think of women.
If something doesn't excite them enough, then it's not a good thing. If something stresses them out too much, then it's also not a good thing. Everything has to be new, everything has to be fresh, everything has to be exciting all the time, 100% of the time, otherwise it's bad. That's how women see the world.
Alright, let's pretend for a while. Alright, I know it's hard, but let's just pretend for a while that everything this guy says is true. That women cannot live a normal life, that they have to live an exciting life, and that they should only do household chores and take care of babies. So, how does it prove that women are not real? If you title your video X is not real, you cannot be talking about X. You need to talk about why X is not real. Do you understand? Or else the title of the video ends up being extremely misleading.
They don't have an accurate lens of reality through which they see the world.
Let's do a challenge. Take a shot every time this guy pulls out a bold statement without having anything to back it up.
They just don't see reality. They interpret the quality of reality through the type of sensory input they're receiving.
This is how every human being works! This is not exclusive to women, okay? Men do it too! This is how organisms work! Colors, sounds, none of that is real! It's only a perception of our senses!
That's why girls don't work out. You ever wonder why the vast majority of women don't work out? They're fortunate enough to be born with a nice looking body and then it just wastes away. They don't work out. They could preserve their body a little bit by working out, but that's why. It's because it hurts. Working out hurts. And since women only interpret the world through sensory perception, anything that hurts is a bad thing.
Lean Beef Patty, Stephanie Sanzo, and 100 more. This just obliterates the statement that women cannot handle pain. And yes, perhaps a lot of gym goers are men, but perhaps it is not because women cannot handle pain. Perhaps there are other factors at play. Toxic masculinity in some gym areas. Maybe some gym goers are just like this guy, and whenever a woman actually wants to work out, they are like, you shouldn't be here, you should take care of babies. And women who work out are perhaps not considered attractive, at least not by losers like him. So women instead resort to doing yoga instead, because that is what society deems attractive in women. But anyways, many women work out in the gym, okay?
They can't handle it. They literally can't handle working out. That's how strongly this influences their mind. And just as when I was saying earlier, when a woman goes through too many negative experiences, she's not able to renew herself because women are not as connected to God. They're not able to refresh themselves psychologically. They're not able to detach themselves from the material world. There's no such thing as chakras. There's no such thing as crystals.
This is the equivalent of those women who talk for hours about horoscopes.
But in the same sense that negative experiences traumatized them in a way that cannot be recovered from, so do pleasure experiences. If a woman has the best sex of her life with a guy, she will never be able to enjoy another man again.
So how do I say this? I'm sorry, but this guy is a virgin. Now there's nothing wrong with being a virgin, but it's like with vegans. There is that certain type that makes everyone else in the same category look bad. But anyways, that was all I could handle. I learned absolutely nothing new, and worst of all, I never got to learn why women aren't real. Instead, I now believe women are even more real than ever, and I am kind of embarrassed that I used to say women aren't real on Discord, because this guy just proved me otherwise, even though he wasn't supposed to do that. Anyways, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share the video, or else Mr. Troll may actually troll you.